Welcome. Thanks for joining us today for another series about business. The Economic Resource Council brings you this program every couple of weeks where we talk about some of the economic issues that occur in western and eastern Nevada County. And today we have a wonderful opportunity to talk about an event that is sponsored by the Economic Resource Council called Tour of Nevada County. And today I have with me Mary Ann Davis, the Vice President of Citizens Bank, who is a part of the tour team here. So welcome, Mary Ann. Great to have you with us today.
Thank you, Gil. Thanks for having me.
So you are Assistant Vice President of Citizens Bank of Northern California, and what do you really do there?
I'm the marketing officer, Gil, so I handle all the marketing, promotions, PR, donations, and sponsorships and things that come through the bank.
Great. Well, it's really great to have you as a worker bee on the team for Tour of Nevada County 2008. I'd be tempted to ask you how you got involved with this, but then I think you might tell me that it was actually me who called you and asked you to see if you would help. Is that right?
Well, that's part of it. You asked if I'd help, and Judy Hess, the president of the bank, she asked me if I would help, and I said absolutely. Sounds like a really great event.
Great. Judy Hess was going to be here with us today. Unfortunately, she had to be someplace else and couldn't make it. So, Mary Ann, it's up to you and me to talk about the tour and what it means. So, why don't you give me your view of what is the tour?
Well, I think the tour of Nevada County is just a wonderful way for the local community who's interested in the economic engine and how things work behind the scenes in our local economy can really see places that they don't generally get to go. We're going to be touring 4 different organizations within Nevada County, which we'll get to in a minute, but it's just a wonderful opportunity for some camaraderie among people with like minds, to get some education about the area, and to just really get to see some of the secret inner workings of the community.
Yeah, we have an expression at the Economic Resource Council that we talk about the economic engine that exists and hidden behind the Manzanita curtain. There's a lot going on out there that a lot of people don't know, understand, or see. And that economic engine is a wonderful engine because it's the export manufacturing and export services business that brings wealth in from other geographical areas and brings it to Nevada County, where it can be redistributed and cycled through our economy. So I would imagine this tour would be a wonderful place to see where that engine begins and how it begins, and sort of some of the economic challenges that they might have there. Absolutely.
Part of the tour will include a nice trip up to the helipad at Sierra Nevada Memorial Hospital, which we will actually have some discussion and examples, being able to see some of these challenges in the area and the projects that are going on from a bird's eye view.
Yeah, very few people get an opportunity to go up on top of the Sierra Nevada Memorial Hospital at the heliport, because it really is an interesting place where you can see some of those challenges that we have, the Loma Rica project, the Brunswick Basin, the Dorsey Interchange, the East Main Street redevelopment possibilities from up there, the new Chappaday hospital that's going in, the Sierra Nevada, Sierra College from up there.
New construction.
And I know that you've been working with the hospital on that. Tell us a little bit about how that portion of the tour is going to happen.
Well, the hospital tour will kind of be divided into 2. We're going to first take a group through the Diagnostic Imaging Center, see all that there is to offer there with the latest in technology. It's actually a fascinating area of the hospital, and it's one we can have some access to. We obviously can't go where patients are being housed and all that. So the Diagnostic Imaging Center is a great tour. We also then will be going to the helipad and hearing a lot about, like we discussed, the projects in the area and the challenges we're facing, and the positives as well. But we will get a really nice talk up there and get to see quite a bit of things. And you're right, people don't get to go up there. Most of the employees of the hospital have never been allowed to go up on the helipad. So it's an opportunity that you don't want to miss.
Great. Who will be up there? Are we going to have some hosts up there that are going to talk about some of those issues?
I believe for the helipad it's Dale Creighton.
We're hoping that Dale Creighton will agree to do that.
I've heard that that's the plan.
Okay.
And then people from the hospital will be there to show us as well. And that's not completely decided who will be leading this tour.
Okay, great. Well, that's going to be a real highlight of the tour, to be to be able to go up on the heliport, and B, to be able to see those economic challenges that we've heard about and really see how they are juxtapositioned to the other challenges within that general region up there. Well, besides that, where is the tour?
Well, we start at the Loma Rica Organic Farm, and we would like everybody to be there at 8:30 in the morning. And we board the buses about 8:45, and at 9 o'clock we take off and we start the tours. There'll be 4 really nice luxury motor coaches, so they're very plush, very, very nice. And the tour will be staggered so that each group will be at a different location, and then it will rotate, so not everybody will be at the same location at the same time. On the tour, besides the hospital and the organic farm, will be Furniture by Thurston, which is a wonderful manufacturing facility that I won't spoil the surprise of what they do, but it's a lot to do with some industrial type furniture. Hills Flat Lumber, there's a lot more than you would think that goes on up at Hills Flat, so there's a nice tour planned up there. And Thompson Grass Valley, the old former Grass Valley group, to some people that know that very well, they're doing some amazing things in the video broadcast industry, and the equipment and the things we'll get to see up there are pretty phenomenal. So it's a good day. Plus lunch. Lunch is included.
Lunch? Good.
Lunch is always lunch. We always feed people.
I see you're going to start at 8:30, so about that time I'm looking for coffee.
Well, there'll be that too. We're going to have some great refreshments in the morning to start everybody off right.
Good.
Coffee and some goodies and some healthy and not quite so healthy goodies for those who choose.
I'm going to take the not so healthy and the coffee.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're going to put us on 4 high-end buses.
We are.
And tours through the county. And then what are we going to do about lunch?
We all come back. We all meet back at the Loma Rica Organic Farm. They're going to give us a nice presentation, and we will have lunch brought in at that point, and people will have, choices of several options. Plus, this is very interesting, we're going to get to have local wineries represented there as well. We have a great wine industry. I think 15 or so local wineries at last count. I could be wrong. It might be 16 now. But the Winery Association is coming to pour wines from all the different wineries for lunch.
That's great. Yeah, the wine industry is interesting because while it's been here for a long time, I think it is flourishing at a level that has not occurred before. The Winery Association has done a lot of great marketing, and a part of their outreach and marketing will be to join us for the tour this year. And just want to say thanks to them for stepping up and helping us with the tour again this year. So we are going to stop there for lunch and get a tour of the organic farm. I bet an awful lot of people have seen that from Brunswick Road, but have never actually been up there to see what really goes on, because it's a pretty fascinating operation up there. And the whole plan for the development of that area is very fascinating. So if for no other reason, I think just the organic farm would be a great place to go on the tour. So we've talked about who should go on the tour, and we've talked about a little bit about what the tour is, and why are we doing a tour?
Well, we really want to expose the economic engine of Nevada County. What's behind, as you always said, the manzanita curtain in Nevada County. There's a lot to see. There's a lot going on here that people aren't aware of, and I think the more we are all aware of it, the more we can support each other and continue to grow as an economy, as a community, as a county.
Well, I'm excited about it. So I think I'd like to go on the tour. Now, how am I going to do that? What do I need to do to secure a spot?
You need to call pretty quickly. Tickets are going fast, and we do expect a sellout as we have experienced in past years. And the phone number for the ERC office is 274, help me here, 8455. I think that will be on the screen at some point during the program. But do call. It's $65 per person, which includes your entire day, all the transportation, the tour, the food, the beverages, everything. It's a very, very good investment in the community and in your own personal self. So.
Great. Well, do call for those reservations, because we do expect something around 140 people, and we have a limited amount of bus space, so you're going to need to call quickly and get those reservations in, and that number again is 274-8455. That is the Economic Resource Council number. And I happen to know that because I work there.
I thought you might.
And while I'm out doing these kinds of things, sitting back there working her heart out is Barbara Campbell, my trusty right hand that takes care of that. So you can call that number and talk to Barbara about the tour. She can give you all the particulars about the tour that you might need to know. But what would I need to know if I'm going to come on the tour? Is there anything special I need to do? Do I need to bring binoculars or?
You're welcome to bring binoculars. I don't know that you'll need them, but definitely comfort in shoes, comfortable clothing. For the helipad, since I was up there yesterday, I got a sneak peek. You don't want to wear high heels. All the women out there, and the men who it applies to, but the women don't want to wear high heels because there is some grates that we have to walk on. It can be kind of tricky if you're trying to maneuver around that. So comfort is key. It's about enjoying the day and being comfortable.
Okay, so we're going to wear comfortable shoes and comfortable clothing, and we're going to spend a whole day doing a lot of walking. What about this lunch? Are we going to have to sit out in the blazing sun? Do I need sunscreen or?
We're going to have shade tents for that, and it will be a nice sit-down, boxed lunch, but a sit-down lunch.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah. Good. Okay, that talks a little bit about the tour. So, and some of the things we'll see. You mentioned that we're going to be seeing Hills Flat Lumber, a very interesting new facility up there, and as you said, it's a lot more dynamic than you might perceive if you go in to buy, some nuts and bolts up there. It's a fascinating operation. They were just featured in the newspaper this morning about their solar component up there. So what they're doing to turn that green is really fascinating, which is something the Economic Resource Council is really concerned with is how to increase the economic vitality of the community while staying green and not overdriving natural resources and a minimized carbon footprint. So as we do economic development, those are issues that are key to us. It'll be real interesting to go to Hills Flat and get that up-close personal view of how they have approached in a very practical and realistic way the whole business of being green within the county. Well, this isn't the first year of the tour.
I was just going to ask you, it's the third, and I was not able to participate the first 2 years. So would you please enlighten our viewers on what's happened in the past?
Now, we didn't set this up beforehand, did we, Mary Ann?
Not that part.
No, we didn't set that up. Anyway, yeah, this is the third annual. The tour came out of an idea that was sponsored at an ERC meeting 3 years ago, where somebody talked about an event they have in Roseville, where they put people in buses and toured them around to show them what was occurring in Roseville. And we got the bright idea that, boy, we needed to do something like that here in town because much of the community doesn't really realize how extensive an economic engine we have here. Having never done it before, we did that first one with our fingers crossed, thinking, gosh, I wonder if anybody has an interest in that. They did have an interest. We surveyed all the participants in that first tour, and the response was better than we could have hoped for. People said things like, it's the best thing I've ever done. It's a don't miss event.
I've talked to people who have said the very same thing, who won't miss a year.
Oh, good.
So,
all right, we'll have some people returning. Then the second year came along, and we did it again, and it was better than the first year. And now this year, I think it's going to be even better. And I think the better part of that is that the hospital component, where we can go up there, have some land use people that can talk about the Dorsey Interchange, the Loma Rica project, some of that. This was an idea that was hatched about 6 months ago, and could we actually do that? You might not be aware of what it takes to be able to go up on that heliport at the hospital.
I got a little bit of that yesterday.
It's you don't just call them up and say, we'd like to go up there. There's a lot of things that had to happen to get that permission. And thanks to Sierra Nevada Memorial Hospital for the opportunity to use that facility for this. It's a unique opportunity that has not been given to very many people. So thank you, Sierra Nevada Memorial Hospital, Kathy Medeiros, the CEO up there, and Carrie Kennedy, the Chief Financial Officer. And thank you for that.
And Debbie Plass, she's been very helpful. She's a business development director.
Debbie Plass, yeah,
she's been great as well.
Who has been a great servant to the community. Well, anyway, we've talked about the tour. Wanted a lot of people to come to the tour, although we have limited space in that, so they will need to sign up here fairly quickly. You never had the opportunity to be on that tour, so what excites you about the tour?
All of it. I want to see these companies in a way people generally can't. that's exciting. I want to meet the people that want to go on this tour because those are leaders in the community typically and people you really want to get to know. So I'm really interested in all of it.
That's one of the real features of the tour, I think, is an opportunity to meet people that you might not always meet within the community. We'll have many of the Board of Supervisors there this year. We'll have the electeds from Grass Valley, Nevada City there this year touring. You'll have people from the business community, from the real estate community, all desiring to see the same thing. So it'll be really fascinating, the group that we have there. We will also be doing some reporting as we move along through the day on our website, putting pictures up of the tour as it goes along during the day. So you'll be able to tune in. If you can't make the tour, you'll be able to go into the website of the Economic Resource Council and see some of that. So you can tune into our website, which is www.ncerc.org, and you can read about the tour, get tour information there, and then during the day, we're hoping to put up a link to some of the tour activities that are going on there. So, Marianne, I would like to talk a little bit with you. You haven't been involved with the tour before. We want to thank you for being involved with the tour. And you may not have a total familiarity with how and who the ERC is. So let me just talk a little bit about the ERC, because there's really two parts to that. And what you're serving in this is for the Economic Resource Council Foundation, which is a 501c3 organization able to take tax deductible contributions. And it's an outgrowth of the Economic Resource Council itself, which I believe is a 501c6 organization. And we get much of our funding from the county. In fact, I was there yesterday doing my year-end report to them about what the Economic Resource Council has been up to this last year and some of the things that we're going to be doing this coming year. So the ERC is the economic development contractor for the county. So in your capacity with the bank, I would think that you have a high interest in what is going on economically within the community. Are you able to get out into the community and talk to businesses?
Yes, I am, and I have for years, even before I was with the bank. I have a very close kinship with a lot of the business owners. My husband is one, and I have been one in the past, but it's an amazing community, as you know, just from what you're doing with the ERC, Gil, and the business you owned before that. You know what you're talking about, and you're a very good choice, by the way, to lead the ERC. And no, we didn't script that.
We didn't script that. There was an interesting comment that you made, that your husband is a business owner here in the community and a member of the high-tech community.
He is.
Tell me a little bit about his business and what he's doing.
He owns Scott Davis. He owns TechniQuest Associates. They are a virtual design center for companies all around the country, actually, that need design services done. So they will create products, most of them in the video broadcast industry, but not all. They're in financial industry, medical industry, different kinds of products. All of his employees that he has are all ex-Grass Valley Group people. And what is really phenomenal is when they make a presentation to a company, a proposal, or to get business, when these people hear, oh, you're all ex-Grass Valley Group people, oh, well, that's all we need to hear. They've actually gotten contracts based strictly on, oh, if you're all ex-GVG engineers, say no more.
That's
that
wonderful.
Feels really good.
Yeah. Thompson Grass Valley was a great incubator of many of the companies that exist within the community. Obviously, TechniQuest being one of those companies. And Scott just moved his company not too long ago from downtown Grass Valley.
He did, somewhat reluctantly, because he loved being downtown and all the excitement that goes on there, but he's now in the BP Landscapes building on Sierra College Drive.
He was one of those groups where we talk about mixed use, where we have retail shops below, commercial industries, or things above, and he was part of that. So partially it was a little sad for me to see that he moved out of downtown Grass Valley, but understand that he had some pressures in there. So Scott's company, TechniQuest, is a part of this economic engine bringing wealth from other regions into the community where it gets redistributed and cycled through the community. So it's got to be a gratifying feeling for you to know that you're a part of the economic engine.
Absolutely, and hopefully in a couple of years, maybe he'll be on the tour.
I would hope he'd be on the tour this year, but he's got to stay behind and keep working.
Oh, he'll attend. I'm hoping his company will be on the tour.
Oh, his company?
It'd be
That would be fabulous.
Touring in a couple of years as they grow.
Let me just ask you a little about you. You were new with the bank?
About 2 months now. Yes, I'm new with the bank.
Okay. And where'd you come from?
Before that was with Nevada County Broadcasters, KNCO and Star 94.1. I was an advertising rep for them for almost 8 years. And before that, a marketing director for a company called Sonic Technology Products. And before that, I was in high school. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't.
So you've been.
I wish, yeah.
So you've been involved in the commercial side of Nevada County for a long time.
For a long time. We've been here 20 years.
Great. It's an exciting place to be. It's an exciting place to be in terms of business. There often have been conversations that Nevada County is not a good place to do business, but I started a business in this county 24 years ago, and I found it an exceptionally good county to do business in. So I hope that you find that, and I hope that your husband Scott and his company find that to be a good place to do business, and particularly as a part of the high-tech community, because that's really one of the great industries that we can put to work here. And we're trying to champion some of that activity in the county. One of the issues that happens in the high-tech industry is they have a difficult time recruiting qualified candidates for engineering positions. So the Economic Resource Council is trying to assist them in this recruitment process. And we're working on recrafting part of our website to help the high-tech community with the recruitment process. So perhaps Scott could come down one day and spend some time with me and talk about what his needs are in terms of recruiting engineering staff.
Absolutely.
We all know about the difficulties in the economy right now relative to the housing industry, the credit crunch, the lack of capital within the county. But there are some really bright spots. There's a survey that's done every quarter of the top 50 employers, and that number continues to grow, even in spite of what is occurring generally. We've seen some very bad economic news in the past couple of weeks, but there's still some very bright spots. AJA Video is still trying to hire engineers.
Two Wire as well, I believe.
Two Wire is looking for engineers. Thompson Grass Valley are looking for engineers, and they still have backlogs of orders that they're trying to fill. So there are some bright spots in our county, and if we can capitalize on those, that would be really a terrific thing. And I think the tour is going to take a look at that. It's interesting. We're going to have a high-tech company, Thompson Grass Valley. We're going to have a pretty hardcore manufacturing company, Furniture by Thurston, a good service company in terms of Hills Flat Lumber, Sierra Nevada, and who else is on the tour?
You named them.
Those are it.
Those
okay.
are,
And the new development with the Loma Rica Organic Farm, to see what the organic farm, which is a sector of the community that a lot of people don't realize, and that is how large the agricultural portion of the economic community is here. And we've been doing a lot of work out of the ERC with the agricultural community. So the tour is going to provide an opportunity to really see a really wide rainbow of the economic engine that goes here. And I really invite everyone to call and sign up for the tour. It's 274-8455. That's the Economic Resource Council's number. Call up, sign up. It's a $65 fee for the entire day. It'll be the best $65 you'll spend this year, I can guarantee you that. It'll be an exciting day with an awful lot of great people. And I want to thank Citizens Bank for lending Mary Ann to the task and letting us have the opportunity to use your industry and your enthusiasm for this tour to put it together this year.
My pleasure. It's been fun.
And also a thanks to to the president of Citizens Bank of Northern California, Judy Hess, who's done a wonderful job of the interface of the companies that we're going to tour on the tour. So I want to just sort of recap a couple of things about the tour. One of the key components is the Loma Rica Ranch Organic Farm. We're going to be there to start. We're going to be there for lunch.
And we'll end there as well. So that's where you all meet to start.
And we need people to show up there at what time?
8:30.
8:30 in the morning at Loma Rica. And they just need to wear those comfortable clothes. Bring whatever you might need in terms of, we'll have water on the buses for them.
Right.
So we'll have all the facilities they'll need for a day-long trip on that. Anything else you want to advise us about the tour? Is there any surprises? What's going to happen when they're on the bus?
Actually, when they're on the bus, the tour guides are going to be very knowledgeable about the community. As we're going from location to location, they'll be explaining things along the way, talking about the companies we're going to be visiting. There will be some trivia questions asked later at the end, so I would actually suggest everyone pays really close attention to what their guides are saying. There will be prizes awarded for winners of that trivia contest. So.
Wow, a trivia contest with prizes on the buses. That's great. What a wonderful day that will be. So Marianne, I want to again thank you for your time with us here today, and particularly thank you for your industry, your excitement about the tour and what you've done. You've done a lot in terms of putting together the food portion of the lunch and the breakfast of the tour, and working with Sierra Nevada Memorial Hospital on that. Again, it's going to be a great day to tour the county, see a lot of exciting things behind that Manzanita curtain out there and that economic engine that exists. And along the way, you're going to hear an awful lot of information about what's going on within the county. As you pass certain sites on those buses, the bus host will be talking about what you're seeing and what that means and what might not be totally visible to you. So it's going to be a great day for a tour, and we look forward to having all of you there. Again, the tour, Nevada County 2008.
September 25th. Did we say that?
Yes. Thank you very much. Glad you were with us today, and we'll be back again for About Business at another time.